Saturn is not what you think it is. Saturn looks calm, but it's one of the strangest planets ever found. Saturn is usually shown as the most beautiful planet in the solar system. Smooth, calm, perfect rings. But that image is misleading, because Saturn is not peaceful. It's unstable, extreme, and physically confusing, even for scientists. And the more we study it, the less normal it becomes. 1. Saturn is basically a failed planet. Saturn looks massive, but in some ways it's unfinished. It never became a solid, rocky world like Earth. There's no surface to stand on, no ground, no land, no true bottom. If you fell into Saturn, you wouldn't crash, you wouldn't land. You'd sink deeper and deeper until the pressure and temperature crush you. Saturn isn't a planet with a clear surface. It's more like a giant gravity experiment, still in motion, frozen halfway through formation. 2. The floats on water fact. What it really means. You've probably heard this. Saturn could float on water. Technically, its average density is lower than water, but this fact is kind of useless. There's no ocean big enough. And Saturn isn't light. What's insanely massive, just very spread out. What this actually tells us is more interesting. Saturn is mostly hydrogen and helium, with a low average density, compressed gas, and extreme pressure deeper inside. It looks like a solid planet from far away, but inside it's delicate, layered, and structurally fragile in a way our rocky brains aren't used to. 3. Saturn's rings are not permanent. Saturn's rings feel eternal. They're not. They are slowly collapsing, falling into the planet as ring rain. Disappearing over time. NASA data suggests the rings could be mostly gone within about 100 million years. That sounds long, but in cosmic time, that's almost nothing. Humans exist at a rare moment in history, a tiny window where Saturn even has bright, dramatic rings. Far in the future, Saturn may look like just another plain gas giant. 4. The hexagon storm that shouldn't exist. At Saturn's North Pole, there's a storm. Not circular, not messy. A near-perfect hexagon, larger than Earth. It's been stable for decades, possibly even much longer. No other planet has a storm shaped like this. Scientists have models that can reproduce a hexagon using powerful jet streams and deep atmospheric flows. But there's still debate about why it's so stable and why it locks into that perfect shape. Saturn casually bends the rules of fluid behavior and just keeps spinning. 5. It literally rains diamonds. This is not just clickbait. It's a serious scientific idea. On Saturn, lightning rips apart methane in the atmosphere. Carbon forms and falls deeper as tiny soot. Under huge pressures, that carbon can turn into diamond crystal before melting again deeper down. Lab experiments show that carbon under Saturn-like pressures can become diamond, which supports this theory. So yes, on Saturn, it may literally rain diamonds, not valuable in human terms, but wild in physics terms. Time doesn't work properly on Saturn. Here's something subtle but important. On Earth, a day is simple. One spin, 24 hours. On Saturn, it's messy. Different latitudes rotate at different speeds. There's no solid surface to use as a clear reference. Saturn's magnetic field is weirdly aligned, which makes measuring its true rotation harder. For years, scientists could not agree on how long a day on Saturn actually is. Newer studies using tiny vibrations in Saturn's rings finally gave a better answer, around 10 hours and 33 minutes. But it took decades to pin down. Imagine living on a planet where even defining a single day is a science problem. Finally, Saturn looks calm because we see it from far away. But up close, it's unstable, unfinished, and extreme. A planet made of contradictions, massive yet fragile, beautiful yet temporary, familiar from textbooks yet completely alien in reality. Saturn isn't just a planet with rings. It's proof that the universe doesn't care about what feels logical or normal to us. This is Cosmic Bites Real Space Facts without the fiction.